The Vatican financial empire, a hidden history. Have you ever thought about how the world's smallest sovereign state has so much financial power? What does the Vatican's secret financial power hide? This video shows the interesting background and complicated workings of the Vatican's money matters, from their start in the Middle Ages to their impact on today. The Vatican, which is generally recognized for its spiritual and theological significance, is also the location of a financial empire that operates with a level of secrecy and influence that belies its very small size. Despite the fact that the Vatican's religious purpose frequently overshadows its financial operations, the Vatican's financial operations have a complicated and illustrious history that reflects both the difficulties and the power of one of the world's weakest yet richest sovereign entities. To get a complete comprehension of the magnitude and influence of the Vatican's financial empire, it is necessary to investigate its beginnings, its development, and the covered history that has contributed to the formation of its current standing. Where the wealth of the Vatican comes from. It is possible to trace the financial history of the Vatican all the way back to the formative years of the Christian Church. As the Church's power increased, it began to amass income through a variety of sources, such as endowments, property acquisitions, and donations from loyal members of the congregation. The popes, in their capacity as both spiritual and temporal leaders, had a vital role in the management of these assets, which were initially utilized to support the charity activities of the Church, as well as its rising administrative requirements from the beginning. From the Middle Ages until the Middle Ages, the Church's financial influence increased dramatically. Through the acquisition of huge estates located all over Europe, the Vatican became a major landowner. By virtue of these properties, the Church was able to maintain a consistent revenue and establish a significant economic imprint. The Church's ability to wield financial power was also boosted by its role as a mediator in political and social issues. The Church frequently involved itself in treaties, alliances, and conflicts that had economic ramifications. This allowed the Church to have increased influence over the economy. The Renaissance and the growth of wealth after the Renaissance. For the Vatican, the Renaissance was a time of considerable financial and political expansion. This expansion occurred during the Renaissance. In addition to being important patrons of the arts and finance, the Medici family also had close relationships with the community of the Church. During this time period, a great amount of riches was amassed and grand architectural projects were commissioned, one of which was the construction of the Basilica of St. Peter. Not only did these projects demonstrate the Vatican's substantial financial resources, but they also demonstrated the Vatican's aspiration to consolidate its influence through the use of grandeur and richness. Not only did the Vatican's financial operations during this time period concentrate on religious and philanthropic endeavors, but they also concentrated on investments and trade. The Catholic Church was involved in a variety of economic operations, such as providing money to European kings and taking part in international trade. The participation of the papacy in these operations brought to light the papacy's economic capabilities, as well as its capacity to exert influence over the political and economic climate of Europe. An example of a contemporary financial powerhouse is the Vatican Bank. The Institute for the Works of Religion, more frequently referred to as the Vatican Bank, was established in 1942, marking the beginning of the modern age of Vatican banking. The bank, which was established by Pope Pius XII, was established with the purpose of managing the financial assets of the Church and providing financial services to the numerous institutions that are affiliated with the Church all over the world. The role that the Vatican Bank plays has undergone tremendous change since it was first established. The bank was first founded to manage finances for religious activities. Nevertheless, it has since expanded into a major financial institution that possesses a complex portfolio of investments, real estate holdings, and other financial assets thanks to its remarkable growth. The operations of the bank are wrapped in a veil of secrecy, and its financial dealings are frequently shielded from the scrutiny of the general public. Speculation and controversy have arisen as a result of this secrecy in relation to the company's financial operations. Scandals and attempts to reform. There have been a number of high-profile scandals that have involved the Vatican Bank over the course of several decades. These scandals have brought into question the Vatican Bank's financial management and transparency. The controversy that occurred at Banco Ambrosiano in the 1980s was one of the most famous scandals that occurred. In the midst of charges of fraud and financial mismanagement, the bank, which had strong ties to the Vatican Bank, went bankrupt. The controversy resulted in the arrest and trial of a number of individuals, one of whom was Roberto Calvi, the chairman of Banco Ambrosiano, who was discovered dead under strange circumstances. The Vatican has, in reaction to these scandals and the increasing pressure from international financial regulatory organizations, implemented a number of measures in order to increase compliance and transparency. Over the course of the past few years, the Vatican has made efforts to bring its financial practices in line with international norms. These efforts include the implementation of anti-money laundering measures and the enhancement of its financial oversight structures. These efforts have been significantly aided by Pope Francis, who has been a prominent advocate for financial reform and openness. He has played a crucial role in these discussions. During his tenure as head of the Vatican, the institution has made significant progress in combating corruption and enhancing its financial administration. This process of reform has been characterized by a number of important measures, including the establishment of the Secretariat for the Economy and the introduction of a new financial oversight agency. The investment portfolio of the Vatican. The Vatican's financial empire is comprised of a wide variety of investments such as art, equities, bonds, and real estate, among other things. Valued properties can be found all throughout the world, including premium real estate in major cities such as Rome, Paris, and New York. The Holy See is proprietor of these properties. The Vatican receives a large amount of revenue from these estates, which also serve as a reliable source of financial stability within the institution. A substantial portfolio of financial investments is held by the Vatican, in addition to real estate holdings. Not only does the Vatican Bank manage a wide variety of assets, such as equities and bonds, but it also participates in a number of other investment vehicles. It is the goal of the Vatican to maintain and increase its wealth while adhering to ethical and religious ideals that serves as the driving force behind its investment strategy. In addition, the Vatican is well known for the valuable art and historical artifacts that it houses in its collection. Michelangelo, Raphael, and Leonardo da Vinci are just some of the artists whose works are included in the huge collection of artworks that can be found displayed in the Vatican museums. Despite the fact that these assets are not directly included in the Vatican's financial portfolio, they are of substantial cultural and economic significance, which means that they contribute to the Vatican's increased influence on a global scale. The Vatican's influence on the world's financial system. Although it is relatively tiny in size, the Vatican exerts a significant amount of financial power on the international scene. It is able to exercise influence over international organizations, charity endeavors, and global economic policies as a result of its financial empire. The financial donations that the Vatican has made to a variety of organizations and causes highlight the Vatican's position as a prominent actor in the global financial system. The involvement of the Vatican in worldwide financial institutions and organizations is more evidence of the Vatican's global financial influence. In addition to having observer status at the United Nations, the Holy See is actively involved in a number of worldwide programs that are aimed at addressing global concerns such as poverty, inequality, and conflict. With the financial resources at its disposal, the Vatican is able to provide support for these efforts and participate in worldwide conversations on issues pertaining to economics and society. The Vatican's financial empire and its prospects for the future. As the Vatican continues to manage the complexity of modern banking, the Vatican's financial empire is confronted with opportunities as well as obstacles. The reforms that are currently being implemented with the intention of boosting openness and accountability will be extremely important in determining the future of Vatican finance. The Vatican's capacity to adjust to shifting markets and regulatory contexts will be the determining factor in determining whether or not it will continue to be successful and influential. One of the most notable examples of the interaction of religion and finance is the financial empire that the Vatican maintains. The mixture of religious devotion, economic desire, and political power may be seen in its past, which has been completely concealed. As the Vatican continues to move forward, its financial practices and policies will continue to be rigorously scrutinized. This is done with the goal of ensuring that the Vatican continues to maintain its position as a prominent player in the global financial landscape. Over the course of several centuries, the Vatican's financial empire has developed into a covert, but potentially influential force. Over the course of its history, the Vatican has proved its financial prowess and worldwide reach, beginning with its early days of land acquisitions and contributions and continuing through the formation of the Vatican Bank and its present investment portfolio for the Vatican. Although the company's financial operations have been subject to a number of obstacles and controversies, the future of this one-of-a-kind financial entity will be determined by ongoing changes and a commitment to transparency. Understanding of the Vatican's dual position as both a religious organization and a financial powerhouse is necessary in order to be able to comprehend the financial empire that the Vatican represents. A glimpse into the hidden world of one of the most powerful and mysterious entities in the world is provided by its hidden history, which illustrates the intricate relationship that exists between faith, finance, and worldwide influence. If you're intrigued by hidden financial power and want more insights into the world's most secretive wealth empires, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Stay tuned for more deep dives into fascinating financial stories.